So Troy, you're the next one up, and we're also in an IFS dual cab ute, Nissan Navara D23. Do you have a plan with all of your experience going up something like this?
It's a tricky one in IFS ute because you typically don't have the wheel travel to do as well as what the big guys in live axle cars do. So I'll get a bit creative and see if I can find a line up the middle to the side and then maybe the other side. Challenge I got is we run a bit bigger tyre, but currently there's no gears available for the Navara as in an aftermarket better ratio for that bigger tyre. So getting the acceleration can be a bit trickier.
What type of advice would you give someone in a IFS car to drive something with ruts this deep? What's the ideal thing to do when you're trying to do a hill like this?
Yeah, that's a challenge because it's always different. Every hill is always different, wet, dry. The lines and opportunities all change depending on the weather conditions. The best thing you can do is experience, is just go out there and have a crack and get out in the bush and drive as much as you can, experience and identifying what the different terrains and weather conditions and what your car, every car's different as well. So luckily in the Nitro ute we've done a bit of Roadsafe and Black Hawk R&D, so we've got Coney 90 series Raids shocks in it which do an awesome job at dampening everything and keeping it all under control. And then we've got Black Hawk upper control arms in the front that lets us use all that front suspension. And then the rear there's heavy duty lower arms and Black Hawk shock absorber relocation kit that gives us a lot more droop and shock travel. So with big ruts like these, hopefully at least the rear tyres will stay on the ground and the factory locker will do its thing. So last time I was out with Simon, we had a rear coil spring fall out thanks to our new shock relocation that made them nice and long, and the spring wasn't captive in a real world environment. On the hoist and R&D it was alright, but yeah, coming out with Simon in the bush is a different thing again, so that's why we come out and do a bit of R&D with the cars we're working on as well. In the last week we've developed a coil locator and a spring relocator for the top, and that's now all sorted, so the coil should be staying in.
So there's no like rule of thumb when doing anything like this?
Like keep the front pointing to the top. That's the rule of thumb, that's it. Because like if it starts going that way, then you got your equation shortens for how much you can get it back, so don't let it. And then depending on the conditions, if it's wet, they go same as on the bitumen, the front just go.
Well, there you go, from an experienced four-wheel driver, keep the front of the car pointing to where you want to go, which sounds funny, but if you're on a steep hill, this is pretty steep, I'd probably say 30 degrees.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
If the front of the car starts to point down the hill, you've got a big problem. I guess that's as good of advice as you can get for something like that. This Hilux has been trying to get up there for a good solid 10 to 15 minutes now. So yeah, we'll see if we can do it any better in the Nissan. Alright, so after 15 or so minutes, the Hilux has pulled out the winch. Probably not a bad idea. And by the time I get up here, I'll be definitely out of breath. But it's Nitro's turn next. So as soon as we winch this Toyota out of the road, it'll be Nissan's turn. See if we can do any better. So they're just setting up now with the strap and all of the safety gear to do it properly. And yeah, you shouldn't really be anywhere near this cable when they start winching, when it gets taut. So I'm gonna just have a quick look now and then get out of the road. So we'll watch this one from the front. Lucky that that tree was there. And he's pretty much up now, so I'm going to run down to the bottom again, getting my steps in today, and go film Troy in the Nitro ute. Try and do this without a winch if you can.
Want to straddle it or go back through it?
Try and straddle.
Sorry?
Straddle.
Going backwards or?
I'd like to try straddling going forwards. So what do I need to do?
Right hand down, yep, where you are. Keep going back on that. Keep going back. Drop in the front now. Stop up. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Left now.
Hopefully that was a log and not the car. He didn't want to stop. Their camera's on the ground.
Right, Simon.
It's one GoPro casualty for the day. Down there in the mud.
Hard left and back, hard left. Left drive, hard left. Keep coming back, keep coming back. Keep coming back. Right hand, yeah, put the power on.
That was me in the ditch.
It was in slow motion too. It was,
Yeah, I was catching it with my other leg. Pretty dumb to think I could just walk backwards in the bush.
At least it wasn't sloppy mud.
No,
It's worse when it's sloppy mud.
that was a saving grace. What do you reckon it's... Is it the rear diff that's digging in or something?
Seems to have heaps in front.
Yeah, you got heaps in the front.
Out!
Which tree are we going to use? Oh, wow,
Michael,
there.
my gloves.